So in titration experiment, we have 20 cm cube of sodium hydroxide, which exactly reacted with 25 cm cube and a concentration 0.1 mole per dm cube sulfuric acid, H2SO4. So we have 20 cm cube of hydroxide, sodium hydroxide reacted with 25 cm cube of sulfuric acid, which is having a concentration of 0.1. Circle the name for a type of reaction that take place. So whenever acid react with an alkali or acid react with a base, so what we call that reaction, we call that as neutralization reaction. Basically, this is the neutralization reaction. Now the next part, calculate the concentration of a sodium hydroxide in gram per dm cube. So we need the final answer in grams per decimeter cube. You have to follow the steps to get the final answer. The first, calculate the number of moles of dilute sulfuric acid used. So how many moles of sulfuric acid are used? As you can see in the question, we have the volume of sulfuric acid and we have the concentration of the sulfuric acid. So which formula we should use to get the moles? We want to find the moles. Which formula?
Volume into concentration.
So moles equal volume into concentration or concentration into volume, and that is for solution. Because if it was a gas, then it will be volume in decimeter cube divided by 24. But this is a solution. So moles equal concentration of the solution multiplied by volume of the solution. The concentration of the solution is 0.1 or 0.1, but the volume of solution is 25 cm cube. Whenever you substitute the volume, that should be in decimeter cube. So we have to convert cm cube into dm cube. So to convert centimeter cube into decimeter cube, we divide by 1000. So it is 0.025. So 0.025 is the volume. When we multiply, what's the answer? 0.1 multiplied by 0.025. So
0.0025.
So 0.0025 mole. These are the moles of sulfuric acid H2SO4, which we get by formula. Then determine the number of moles of sodium hydroxide. So if we solve the first part by formula, the second part is by ratio. So which ratio we should take? Because
sir.
So we have sulfuric acid H2SO4 and we are finding sodium hydroxide. So what is the ratio or relation between sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide is NaOH and sulfuric acid is H2SO4. So the ratio between them according to equation is 2:1. Like if you have 2 moles of sodium hydroxide, we should have 1 mole of sulfuric acid. That's the simplest ratio. In the question, we have 0.0025 moles of sulfuric acid to X moles of sodium hydroxide. Cross multiply, this 2 is multiplied with 0.005 and 1 multiplied by X. So what is the value for X? The moles of sodium hydroxide, 2 multiplied by 0.0025.
0.005.
So it will be 0.005. The next, we need the concentration in mole per dm cube. So to get the concentration in mole per dm cube, we'll use a formula. To get the, because we have the formula, moles equal concentration into volume. So if we need concentration, it will be moles divided by volume. So how many moles were given? Like how many moles of sodium hydroxide were there? 0.005. And what is the volume of sodium hydroxide used? That is 20 cm cube. But whenever we use a volume, that is always in decimeter cube. So we have to convert this 20 cm cube into decimeter cube by dividing with 1000. So 20 divided by 1000, 0.02 dm cube will be there. So this will be 0.02. So 0.005 divided by 0.02. What is the answer?
0.0001.
0.00 divided by 0.001.
No, 0.25.
Okay. So 0.005 divided by 0.02 was 0.25. So the concentration we'll get as 0.25 mole per dm cube. But in the question, we don't need concentration in mole per dm cube. We need concentration in gram per dm cube. So basically, we have to convert moles into grams. So how to convert the moles into grams? Like here, our answer was 0.25 moles in 1 decimeter cube. We need the concentration in grams per decimeter cube. So how to get the concentration in gram? Just we have to convert the moles into grams. So how to convert moles into gram? We have the formula moles equal mass in gram divided by molar mass. So if we want to convert moles into mass, we have to multiply by molar mass, because moles multiplied by molar mass will be equal to mass in gram. The moles we already calculated, which were 0.25. Like the concentration is 0.25 mole per dm cube, means this many moles in 1 decimeter cube. So we have the concentration 0.25. And what about the molar mass of sodium hydroxide? So you have to use a periodic table for sodium hydroxide, NaOH. When you check the periodic table, sodium is 23, plus oxygen is 16, plus hydrogen is 1. So when you sum this, it will give us 23 plus 16, which is 39 plus 1, 40. So total sum will be 40. So 0.25 multiplied by 40, 0.25 multiplied by 40 will give us what is the concentration in gram per decimeter cube. Means what mass will be there. When you multiply, it will give you 10. So the final answer is 10 gram per decimeter cube. Is it clear discussion? So first what we did, we got the moles by using a formula, concentration into volume. The first step by formula. The second we took by ratio between sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. The third one, we again use formula. And the last one, what we did, we only convert the moles into grams, because mole per dm cube to gram per dm cube. So this was giving how many moles are there, and this is giving how many grams. So if you want to convert the concentration mole per dm cube to gram per dm cube, you simply multiply by relative molecular mass. So this was a mole question related to stoichiometry from Feb March 2021.